off-market deals. So this is pretty simple. You just find brokers, you find websites, and you do the deals. Off-market deals, this is a bit of a longer process. It's a longer process. And how do you find these? Okay, with these, you basically call up brokers, you find out more names of more brokers, you call them, and you search the websites and so on. With these, you have to take a different approach. This is a approach of networking. That's ultimately what it is. It's about networking, yeah? So let's take a look at some of the ways of market deals. You've got your professional network. Okay, professional network. You're a business owner. Let's say, for example, you are in the food distribution space. Okay, very good market, by the way, for mergers and acquisitions. You're in the food distribution space. You've got suppliers, you've got other vendors, you've got so on and so on, you've got customers. They also know people who are in the food distribution space, other people. Do they know if someone is willing to sell? Or at least have the conversation. You know, when you approach these people, say, oh, I just want to have a business conversation, a conversation where we possibly can go into partnership or have some sort of partnership, joint venture. That normally, no one says no to a potential joint venture. They're at least willing to have the conversation. Unless they're super busy, then you probably know that they are either very motivated, by the way, if they're super busy, or they're not motivated at all. Yeah, but normally people are willing to have joint venture conversations. So check your professional network like that, and your personal network. You know, you have to tell people that you're in the business of buying businesses. Okay? You are in the business of buying businesses, and that's how you're going to get deals done. So you check your professional network and you check your personal network. Social media. Social media is huge these days, right? Especially like LinkedIn. And don't discount Facebook and Instagram. There are hundreds, thousands of business owners on Facebook and Instagram. You just have to sort of be sensible about it. First do the connect, then have a conversation or start a conversation. Make sure that they've got a decent sized business. Right, we'll talk about that in a minute. So social media, and then make sure they have a decent sized business, and then go into the joint venture conversation. And then from there, you talk about selling their business or buying their business. They talk about them selling their business. So social media. And by the way, you can do organic and you can do paid as well. You can spend money on paid ads. Let's say, for example, food distribution. Again, you're going to buy other businesses in the food distribution industry. You say, are you in the food distribution industry? Are you looking to sell your business? Simple as, right? And then when they come through and they click through the ad, you just have a bit of qualifying criteria questions on the other side via questionnaire. And then if they pass, then they book a call with you, right? That's really good. So you can spend money on that. The other way is through letters. This is one of my personal favorites, by the way. And you want to handwrite on the envelope. You don't have to handwrite the letter itself, but you have to handwrite the envelope. Or you don't have to, but you should handwrite the envelope. Why? Because it makes you stand out. Every time I get a handwritten envelope letter, I open it. Every single time, right? Without fail. There's never a time in the last however long I've been receiving letters for that I've received a handwritten letter and I haven't opened it. There's never been a time. I've always opened a handwritten letter every single time. So letters. And the more personal you can make this, the better it is. So what does that mean? Now, it's not scalable when you're making things personal. But if you spend the time to do your research, you know, you're a business owner, you've got an assistant. Well, you should have an assistant anyway, right? You have an administrator, whatever. Tell them to go and find out about the big businesses which meet your criteria, and then find out a little bit more about the business, and then get them to draft a first draft. Yes, give them a few points that they can write in the letter, and then you look at that draft, make a few edits. So fair enough, that's fine. Handwrite an envelope and send it out. Okay, that is really, really powerful. So letters is extremely powerful. Is there any other ways? Yeah, cold email and cold calls. Cold email and cold calls. So, now the conversion rate on cold emails and cold calls and also social media, by the way, is quite low. Right? The conversion rate on letters, personal network, professional network is high. And the reason why is because with these you normally get an introduction. So you get an intro from someone who is an intermediary between you and the other business seller. With letters, it's quite unique in the way that people don't receive letters. They receive tons of email and they receive tons of cold calls, but not tons and tons of letters anymore. So that's good and it makes you stand out. So this is not scalable to the same level as cold email and cold calls. By the way, if you're personalizing them. If you're not personalizing them, then you can use these letter distribution companies to send out blasts, right? They send out hundreds and thousands of letters for you, and you just pay them and do that. Cold email and cold calls, there's so many softwares that you can use for both, but particularly cold email. Yeah, so you can do that and you can blast out. But the thing is that, you know, people get so many cold emails that it's just like delete, 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 delete. Me personally, to be honest, I read about 50% of my emails. And that's the benchmark, by the way. You know, 50% is actually probably quite high. I probably read about 30%. And that's actually the benchmark. When you send out emails, by the way, when doing email campaigns, it's about a 20 to 30% conversion rate, which is an open rate, not conversion rate, I should say. An open rate, which is quite normal. So these are the ways that you can do off-market deals. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, there's nothing else to it. It's the same as properties. It's the same as anything else. There's no other way that you can do it. By the way, if you know, like if you're utilizing AI in some way to make contact with sellers, then that's something I don't know about yet. And tell me if you do.